I'm Nid, a soul guide, and I support people through change, whether that's with the physical body and, you know, pain and illness aspects, or emotional shifts or spiritual awakenings and shiftings of the way in which you perceive and experience your life. And we've been exploring energy clearing and how it is that we can remove obstacles in our life. One of the wonderful ways in which we can do that is through clearing the energy of our space and of objects. So we're going to just begin with a couple of lovely tools that I enjoy using in my space. The first one that I wanted to share with you is the use of water, because we can't all have candles burning in our space for whatever reason, and so the smudging approach does not always work for everyone. And I wanted to offer up what I found really useful when I was traveling as alternatives for you. So the first one is to do with water, and not here on my little mini setup is being able to go and have a shower. Just jumping in the shower is going to be a great cleanse. It's one of those things that they always say, wash off your day when you get home from work, and there's a reason for that. If you can't wash yourself fully in a shower, when I was doing lots of massage, I would wash my hands all the way up to my elbows to wash off the energy of anything that had touched another person. And it can be really great as you're washing to just say, I release and let go of anything, any energies, any emotions that are not mine. I cleanse and release my hands and then pat them dry. You could also use salt water. This is really great if you just had an argument or a row with someone, to gargle salt water and cleanse out your throat and your communication. So you can check out any of my gargle along videos if you'd like to get some inspiration for ways in which you can make gargling more fun and release some of that tension, because light is the way that we make ourselves more conscious, and there's nothing more delightful than trying to sing a song while you gargle. So check those out. It's a beautiful way to cleanse and release your day as well as your night. So those are simple ways that you can use water to cleanse as a normal means when you just need to access a bathroom. You could also include Aqua de Florida, which is a wonderful, technically cologne that is American. A lot of Peruvian shamans use this for cleansing. It's got a really wonderful smell. There are some other flower waters that are also really powerful to work with as well, and I'll pop links to the guys who sell those below. And with the flower waters, you just pop a little drip, kind of droplets into your hands, you clap them 3 times, inhale and exhale, just intentionally releasing and cleansing, and then you just let it move through your energy field. Okay, so this is a way to cleanse yourself and release anything that may have happened moving through you. I quite like to put things in sprays because I'm really clumsy, and this I would totally spill in my bag. So I would put something in a spray. I love to put a couple of crystals at the bottom of the bottle, and this way then not only can I spritz it on myself, and I do it on my clients when they come to breathwork ceremonies here in Sydney or on retreat, but you can also then spray it into your space and cleanse the air using it a bit like an aerosol spritz or a ring freshener. But we're using either something like the Aqua de Florida, or you could make your own with cleansed water, and we want it to be purified water that we have also put intentionality into. So we've done a prayer with the water, because it's been shown in scientific research that our intention affects the way water molecules form and grow, and that it's really important that we are intentional with our healing waters. So with the making of your own spritz, it's similar to when we do an oil burner. You're going to be putting in a whole load of water, and then you're just going to be putting in a couple of drops of whatever it is that you're going to choose. So remember that you can fill this with water and then just drop the essential oils into it, or you can use the burner. And again, obviously we've got the open candle here, but you may have an aroma diffuser that's more like the electric ones that switch themselves off. And I'm just going to share with you 4 of my favorite scents for refreshing the room, dependent on what the mood is that I am looking to bring in. So there's an aspect of I'm using the aroma and the use of these plants to not only clear the space, but also invite in the energy that I want the space to hold. And this to me is one of the really important parts of holding space, is not just clearing out, but also having in the energies of the plants that support us for where we want to be. And so sweet orange is a really wonderful scent if you're looking for a bit more joy, a bit more sweetness, a bit of fun and delight. And that's a really powerful one to drop in, only a couple of drops. It's quite strong, it's quite a high note. I wouldn't probably do more than 2 drops of that into my little room diffuser. I might maybe get to 5 in the bottle, but that's still, for me, that's quite a lot. You might like a lot of orange, so if you want it a bit stronger, you can. I really love, and you can tell I love because it's got a big bottle, Australian white cypress is a leaf oil from Australia. It's a form of a eucalypt and it is cypress tree, and it is so uplifting and refreshing, and it has a kind of piney scent to it, but it's that mixture of uplifting and refreshing that I feel is what it's like a deep upliftment. It's not even superficial. It's like it's got this lovely depth that just makes me feel really calm at the same time as uplifted. So I would probably be putting in about 5 in the burner and maybe 8 to 10 in the bottle. Another Australian oil that's really powerful for the room to freshen and calm the space is Niaoli oil. And again, this is also a really nice one to use in cleaning products if you want to make your home smell even more fresh, as would peppermint and eucalypt itself. They're really great for cleaning, but the Niaoli, it comes with a more peaceful, tranquilizing energy to it. And so that can be really nice when we just want our home to be a nice serene space, but feel clean and uplifted. You know, when we have these smells that feel like they're cleaning our space, what they're doing is they're cleaning our head, they're cleaning all the stuff that's inside of us at the same time. And so it helps you have a lot of clarity. The other one that's really great if you are studying or working and to pop this in your work environment is rosemary oil. Now this is an English, actually it's a Tunisian rosemary, but I got it in England. And this is one that we want to be careful because some people get headaches with it. So just be really mindful if you're quite sensitive to rosemary. If you like rosemary, this again is one, we're not going to put too much in. This is similar to the sweet orange. We're just going to put in a couple of drops into that scent. And you may not want to use that if you've got guests coming over because they might not like rosemary. But like I said, it's really great if you're working or studying. So that can be a really beautiful way to set the space and energy in your space. If you do have candles and it's okay to burn, then you might want to burn either white sage or you could burn Palo Santo, which it comes in the little wooden sticks. Now, they're slightly different energy. The white sage, I say, is a bit more of the like just gets everything out. It's a real like whoosh, like bleach. It's the bleach kind of effect of energy clearing. If you want to have something that's a little bit more invitational, then I think the Palo Santo brings in that gentler, slightly more welcoming energy of what you might want to bring forth. And it takes a little longer for Palo Santo to catch fire, and then it's going to smoke. So that one you might need a bit more patience with. Be careful with any kind of leaves. Make sure that you've got a really good container. You can see that I use my shell here to hold them so that the ash doesn't go everywhere. And then I use a wand to spread that smoke around the space. And it's the smoke that is the key to the cleansing. It's not the fire. So just making sure that you're using the smoke to help create the cleansing. We can also add in frankincense. Now, I have frankincense resin that I use, and this is something you would want to put onto a little disc of charcoal. That's what it looks like, little yellowy golden resin pieces. We only need like 3 or 4 on one of the little charcoal desks, and that will need to be really, really hot, and then it will just sit and smoke through, and it smells delightful. The other aspect that we want to have that's great for energy cleansing are pink salts. You can use those. This is what I use for my charcoal to sit on when I'm burning charcoal. And I use the salts as well to help keep the air and the energy clean and balanced in the environment. You may have seen those Himalayan salt lamps. That's what they're doing. They're helping to keep the energy clean in your space. They do make things go a little bit green, and they do weep, so they get wet. So just make sure that you've got something to capture that dampness as they are cleansing the space. And then finally, one really powerful tool, but I'm going to give you 2 specific crystals for your space. So selenite is a wonderful crystal for putting by your doorways for who comes in and who goes out. Just make sure that you put it underneath the new or the full moon. You could possibly always also do it under daylight, but it's under the sunlight, but it's really great if you do it under the moon to wash away any energies. But putting it by the doors, I place it on my windows just to set the energy container for my space, and it just invites in cleansing energy when people move in and out of your space. And then this is tourmaline, which is what I use for my electronic devices. I have one of these in front of every electronic device and power points around the home to help with EMF frequency and stopping that electromagnetic frequency, being too strong when I live in a dense city area, really. And it's just to help manage the frequencies that are coming through the devices, and again, cleansing them in the new and the full moon. So if I have a object that I want to cleanse that, I'm going to sell or I'm going to gift to someone, I want to energy cleanse it before I do that. So I've grabbed a book here. So if I was going to cleanse this, there's a couple of options. Now, obviously, I might not want it to be damp. So I could choose not to cover it in water and wash it. I could just choose to spritz the air, and then I move it through the air with the intention of the cleansing, and then setting free any of the energies that may be not good for the new owner, so it can be in full alignment for light and joy that I would like that person to have. The other option might be that I burn some Palo Santo and I waft the smoke around it as I say my prayer. Or I could even do it over the burner, over the aroma diffuser, allowing the diffusing of the oils to help do the cleansing. And finally, another option would be to place a crystal onto the object and leave that out under a new or a full moon, with that intention again that it is to be blessed and cleansed so that the new owner will receive it with whatever loving energy it is that you are passing it on with. Hope that you enjoyed that little rundown of how to keep your energy, space and objects clean and clear. As lots of things move through our spaces and our objects, it's so important to do this. Do it regularly. You'll know when things start to feel heavy or not quite right. You'll want to do a cleanse. And people feel it when they walk into your space. They feel it when they touch the objects, and they will say, oh, it feels so good to be here. And that is what happens when we have a good energetic space, because we are constantly clearing. And if you do any kind of regular work engaging with people, you want to be really cleansing yourself when you come home, so you're not trudging all of that through your home and bringing it in to your home as well. If you want to learn more or discover more of these tools and techniques, then let's connect through the Nidra app. The sanctuary area is a wonderful space where we do deep dive workshops, and you can learn even more of these things, including getting examples of prayers that you can do, of how to set up your altar and make your ceremonies. If that's something that appeals to you, then please do connect and join your sanctuary via the Nidra app. The link is below, and we would love to have you in our energetic container of the digital sphere of the app. Much love.